Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Voxcaster podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Kim today,
Hello.
and we are just changing things up a little. We're doing something a little different for our Saturday format. Let us know what you guys think about this. It is starting to become like holiday season everywhere.
Yeah.
If not. So people are just busy with life and holidays, and work usually gets really busy. It's year end for a lot of people, uh, stuff like that. We're gonna take a little break from the guest episodes for a little bit up until the new year. They will be coming back for sure. But we wanted to just change things up and just talk about other aspects of the hobby that we're very passionate about and just want to share with you guys, get your opinion. And I guess like for today, we wanted to discuss, or I wanted to really discuss,
Yeah.
because I'm very passionate about this. I wanted to discuss how, especially in recent times, we've had a lot more video content, video
Mhm.
games, and I guess other pathways that people can connect with the hobby that doesn't have to be reading the books, collecting miniatures, painting even. Like, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be any of that. You could be an advocate Warhammer lover, know more lore than about Warhammer than I do, or most people, and you've never painted or bought a miniature, and all you've done is play stuff like Dawn of War, a very popular game back in the day from before your time. But a lot of people back from my childhood, like, we got into Dawn of War, which is kind of more of a what's a good way to put it. I don't even know, like, if you've ever played games. Like, it's like you start in a base and then you kind of like build up your base. It's kind of like StarCraft in a way, where like you
Okay,
build
I've
your
heard.
base, you like build better buildings, and you can build up an army, and then you kind of go try to invade somebody else.
Right.
But it was all Warhammer themed.
It kinda sounds a little like Risk, a little bit.
Somewhat, a little bit. But it was basically like, what was cool about Dawn of War is it gave us a more like realistic sense of how these different armies, like what their structures look like, what their buildings look like,
Right.
what their builder units look like. And then the other really cool thing is that if you did the campaign, throughout the campaign, you could customize your like warlord slash general as you progress. So as you did certain missions, you would level up, and you had like a big list,
Oh,
and you
okay.
could say like, oh, I see my warlord struggles with like movement. So you could buy them like a jetpack or like wings or something like that.
Okay, I like
Or
that.
you could say like, hey, I want them to go invisible because I don't want them to be targeted as easily. So then you could buy them invisibility or like something of similar sorts. And
Yeah.
every army had their own unique little things and like stuff like that. But I think what's really cool about modern times is that because we can get more mainstream big games, like for
Yeah.
example, Space Marine 2 is the one that I'm mainly trying to focus on here.
Comes to mind.
Yeah, like, because there's a lot of people that now know about Warhammer or know what the Warhammer universe even is, and it's all based off of, one video game. Yeah, it did get popular. There were like huge streamers that ended up playing it, and maybe even are fans of it. Like, you had like Charlie, Moist Critical, you had like Asmongold, these huge streamers. Your opinion aside, like, if you're a streamer of that level, like, to be playing a game in a niche, very niche universe that people enjoy, to have some of the biggest streamers playing this and then them saying, hey, this is awesome, this is
Yeah, it
great. And,
reaches
and,
such a
and
bigger audience.
it does. It reaches a bigger audience, and we get more people in the hobby, right? More people to talk to, more everything is better in all ways. So I think this is something that's really cool, because you don't need to actually like play on the table. And I feel like this is one thing that maybe people who get into Warhammer maybe feel pressured, is like, well, I have to like learn this whole game. I have to make
Yeah.
space for miniatures. I have to find time to go play. I have to all. It's like, really, you don't. If you're just into video games and that's your thing, great. Like, you found your happiness, and there's probably a lot of people that are jealous that you found your happiness. But
Yeah, I can't remember who exactly, and I'm so sorry to that person, but I know, like, we have talked to some people where they've said, like, their only experience with, Warhammer is Space Marine 2. I can't remember.
yeah, well, I mean, I've also because like I've played a lot of Space Marine too, like a lot.
Just a little bit.
Like, within the first week, I 100%ed the game. Like, I got every achievement within the first probably 5 days of owning the game. I want to say maybe 7 days. And then I think it was like almost immediately after that, when we got the operations and stuff like that, I've maxed out most of those. I've prestiged like all my classes. Like I've played it like extensively.
Yeah, just for reference, trying to play with him as somebody playing for the first time, just trying to figure out the map. By the time I figured it out and got from one point to like the next checkpoint, he would be there and everything would be dead. I'm like, oh, cool. So this is what a clear map looks like. The view's nice though. And then on
Well,
to the next.
it got worse because when in operations, when siege mode came out, so when they came out with the wave after wave formats, so instead of like, hey, let's run the map, it's now like we're in a fortified bunker, they're coming at us. For anybody that hasn't played the new mode. So siege mode is kind of like, it's kind of like for the people that played Nazi zombies, it's like Nazi zombies from COD, but it's Warhammer themed.
Yeah. But it's Space Marines.
Yeah. So the really cool thing about the siege mode is you get to do these like side objectives throughout your mission. And as you're doing it, you get like bonus in-game like requisition points that then you
Oh,
can spend to either like get ammo, blah, blah. You don't have to do these side missions, but if you do, you get a massive requisition
it's worth it if you
bonus.
do.
Yeah. I didn't know this the first time I was doing siege mode. So my friends that I was playing with, they actually had to tell me, they're like, dude, you actually need to slow down how fast you're killing things because we can't complete the objective because you just kill everything so fast. We don't have time to beat the objective.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
And before anybody asks, like, I'm going to be humble about this because I know there's probably people that did this before me. And I was just like, I guess, among some of the first to jump on the, I guess, bandwagon or whatever you want to call it. But before the game even released, when I was watching the trailer for Space Marine 2, I straight up, when I saw all the classes and everything, I even specifically said, I was like, Vanguard Melta is going to be crazy.
Mm.
I said it. I said, you're going to have a Melta gun and you can get up close very fast. That is going to be nuts. I then kind of made what's then like the group chats that I'm a part of. A lot of them adapted my Vanguard build and it became like everyone's Vanguard build in the groups that I was in because it was just the most efficient way to play Vanguard, which is you had a melta gun and then you had a Volkite and then a chainsword. You didn't go with a combat knife or the bolt pistol. And the reason you did that is because the Volkite, because it shoots a straight beam and it's almost endless, you can track the shot easier than a bolt pistol. Like you can actually watch the line, and as the monster moves, you move your cursor with it and you watch the line go with them. And then with the melta, because you can get up close, you can do super high damage. And then with the chainsword, I personally like it to deal with the hordes up close now because Melta, the weakness is the reload. So if you're stuck doing a reload in a massive horde, there's no Tyranid warrior around to take out. With Vanguard, you're very good at pick out the warrior, run to him, melt to him twice, execute him. It kills all the little guys near you. So that's a very easy strat you could do. The Vanguard also has things like he's got a lot of bonuses when he's up closer. So for example, like you can get a prestige perk where all ranged weapons do bonus damage if you're within a certain range. Well, the melt is already one of the highest hitting things in the game. So buffing it is only making it better.
Yeah, even more.
To get past this, so I'm not just like talking shit here when I'm talking about Space Marine 2. Like I have extensive hours into it. The one really cool thing though is while I've been playing some of these online operations, online siege modes, while we've been doing some like easy runs and like just joining into random sessions online, we've ran into so many people that are like, oh, dude, I didn't even know Warhammer was a thing. And now I'm like reading wikis. I'm reading the books. I'm discovering.
Yeah.
I went to a hobby shop for the first time in my life. And it's like, oh my gosh. Like,
we're almost going like opposite ways down the hobby route.
Right. But I'm saying like,
meeting
how
in the middle.
amazing is this that like people who may have just been like, hey, video games are my sole focus. I love video games. It's my escape. I get it. Trust me. Video games are great because you get a reward when most times in life you don't. So that's why video games are so addictive because you go do something, you get rewarded for it. You can use that reward. You feel stronger or better. That's the satisfaction rating from video games. In real life, that usually doesn't happen, or the satisfaction is usually, hey, I paid off my mortgage. Yeah, that takes 30 years.
Yeah, you have to wait for it.
Hopefully nobody's doing 30-year mortgage. That's a personal discussion. Anyways, I'm just saying like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like years versus hey, I just did work all day. My boss is a dick. He can't say thank you. He doesn't appreciate me. I'm not respected at work. You come home, you do a couple Skyrim missions, and now you're the strongest dude in the game. You're feeling pretty great.
Yes, the quick like little victories where it's immediate satisfaction.
Right, but that immediate satisfaction can also just lead to, like, higher confidence, you just feel better about yourself, you accomplish something. Like, there's
Yeah.
a lot more to the mental aspect side of it when you start to break down these little nuances of, like, why people are so into games and, like, all this stuff. But we were, like, so fascinated because, like, literally we were playing with some guy and he's like, "Yeah, I never knew about Warhammer," and then I
Uh,
saw Space Marine 2 was, like, it was on sale or whatever, they had their season pass, whatever reason he bought it. And he said, "Yeah, it just looked cool, I just was looking for a new shooter game."
yeah.
It's so cool. I didn't even know, like, what is a Space Marine? Like, it just sounded cool. Like,
Yeah, like
I know what a Marine is
Tyranids.
in space, I guess. Cool. Like, they're doing space warfare now. And then he's like, I like love the game now. He was like, it's so great. Like, you have so much fun. I've talked to so many cool guys, and we all just want to jump on and kill some bugs.
Kill
You
some
know.
bugs. Some space bugs. Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, even with you, like, you got into Space Marine too. You enjoyed it. I think.
Yeah, I started playing Space Marine 2 before I think I started, like, painting and playing games, like AOS games.
Yeah.
No, it was a lot of fun. For me, the hardest thing is because my game experience, like, growing up was, like, The Sims mostly, and then, like, Assassin's Creed, which I think if anyone has played it, they know it's not, like, super demanding of a game, and it's super easy to figure out. No offense to anyone who thinks otherwise. No, Space Marine 2, it was lot more challenging, where you had to actually be accurate, and I don't know, like, the waves of Tyranids, it's just a lot to deal with.
So I think the one thing that I've heard about Space Marine 2 from some people is it can be a stimulus overload, where there's so much
Mhm.
happening on the screen, you get choice paralysis because you're like, well, I have to hit 5 things at once. I don't know which one to do versus, and you can attest to this, the opposite where I'm somebody where I'm best in a situation like that. I
Yeah,
operate better when I'm under high pressure, high intensity, lots of things thrown at me quickly. The way my brain works is I can quickly logically just put them in order and I can quickly just boom, 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 do it. But I understand the other side of things because it's like when we do some of these horror games, I get overstimulated from the horror and I'm like, I don't know
yeah.
what to do. Everything's screaming at
Oh
me.
my god!
Whereas like if it's like colors and flashes on the screen, I'm good because like my brain puts the colors and flashes in order. But
Yeah,
when it's like some random zombie and there's like 5 of them yelling from 5 different directions and I can't see a single one of them, I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on right
Dead
now?
Island, we're talking about you.
Yeah, no, Dead Island's incredible, low key, so
An
underrated,
amazing
so underrated.
game.
Anyways, but sorry, but that's a great example. In Dead Island, you'll hear them screaming.
From
You
miles
don't see
away.
them for like minutes, and you're like, I know they're here. I know they're here. So what you're doing is because I'm somebody where like, so in Space Marine, if they come up behind you, most of the time you can kind of see them because you're in a third person style view, or they're
Yes.
gonna jump at you. You see the cursor for like dodge or parry, whichever you're gonna do. Always parry, by the way. Side note. But anyways, and then you can I react because it's an automatic thing. It's like, oh, I see him or I see the blue. My brain automatically knows, hey, hit parry, hit dodge, whatever. When you can't see them, but you're constantly hearing them,
And the
you're
pitch doesn't really
constantly you're
change.
constantly doing circles because you're constantly so paranoid. You're like trying to look behind you every 2 seconds.
And no icon on the mini map,
There's nothing. There's
nothing.
nothing.
The voice is echoing,
You hear
like,
them. You know they're there.
and it's like, first of all, how did you know I was here when you're 10 kilometers away and it's taking you like 15 minutes to get
Okay,
here?
I said this too. I said, sorry, I know this isn't like Warhammer related, but we're just talking to video games in general. Okay, anybody who's played Dead Island, you can attest this. The infected, they can target you from literally like 100 kilometers away. How? How do they know I'm right there?
Do they take the bus? Is there like a
No, but
map?
like,
Is
but
there,
they can't see me. They can't hear me because they're so far away. Like these guys have like a GPS tracker on me. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. In games like Space Marine for like a lictor, I get it. They literally have like pheromones that they can track you, and
that
like
makes
that's their thing. They
sense.
can go invisible. They stalk you for weeks, so
These are just
they know your patterns. They know your movements. This
zombies.
is a human zombie, and the
I
dude
don't think
tracks me on GPS better than the FBI.
they've got a Apple tag on you.
um, but no, and I think the okay. So the other really cool thing Going back to more of the hobby side of things.
Yeah, sorry.
I also like how when people, because the one cool thing that Space Marine can then lead people quickly into is also the whole, like when we did Space Marine, you saw the cutscenes and you said, these are incredible. Is there more
Yeah.
of this? Because you said, I just want to watch the cutscenes all
Yeah.
together as like a movie, which I said, yeah, there's actually a lot. To which then led you to be like, oh my God, there's all these shows. But those shows are all from different, sorry, like for example, like there's like Iron Within, right? Like that's exclusively a 40K show. Like it's only 40K. It's not Horus
Sigmar.
Heresy. It's not
Yeah.
Sigma. Black Talon is exclusively an AOS show. But if you're into that style of animation and you're into it, and I see that and I'm like, oh, Iron Within has a really cool, similar, like visually, it's probably the closest to like a Space Marine thing because the AOS Black Talon's like drawn,
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah,
whereas
I would
like
agree.
Iron Within is more like CGI based. So with Iron Within though, it leads you to be like, oh my gosh, there's more than just the Tyranids and the Chaos. Or there's other types of chaos that aren't these magic dudes because now you have Iron Warriors that are very cold, very like you see them, they're very like they're Iron Warriors. Okay, biased opinion, obviously. You know, everybody knows like they're cold or hardened steel. They're no emotion. They don't care. They're just there to do a
What was
job. They don't
it?
care. And then the Drukhari are there too, right? But remember how the Drukhari, they show you like the shadow guy. He comes in and out of reality. The Archon's like super fast. You see a shadow field working, which is like crazy, by the way, because shadow fields have been around forever in Warhammer lore or 40K lore. But what that leads is then, hey, what are these cool alien dark dudes?
Yeah, let me figure out
Let
what
me figure
those
that
are.
out, right?
Let me do some
What is that?
research.
How can I research that? And it leads you into the spiral.
Yeah, the rabbit hole, if you will.
I really like though how it's all so like you can have so many different aspects of being involved in the hobby without directly being involved.
Right.
Like my former powerlifting coach, he's a Warhammer fan and he's never bought a miniature, he's never bought a codex, and
Right.
he's never watched a show, but he's read most of the Black Library books because he said these are some of the best authors. I love the lore and the setting. The books are phenomenally written and I just love reading about it. Never touched a miniature, never bought nothing. He knows probably as much, if not more, Warhammer lore than I do. And he's like a powerlifting
And never play.
world-class coach, like,
Yeah, somebody you would never expect.
right?
I mean, same with you, like, looking at you, I feel like.
No, yeah, if you're gonna, it's this whole like, it's funny too because this question asked, and I don't know why recently this has been asked a lot. So, like, I had like a job interview earlier this week, and the guy, we were just like talking, and one of the questions they ask here in Canada when you're doing like a job interview is they usually ask, "Hey, what do you do outside of work, to help your mental health and stuff like that?" And usually they're asking because they want to see that you have interests, that are
Mhm.
you creative, are you artistic, and stuff like that. And depending on your answer, it can give them that. Like if you say like, "Yeah, in my spare time, like I'm restoring my car and stuff like that." Okay, they know that you're really a hands-on guy. You like to constantly be turning wrenches, working, figuring things out. If you say you're more artistic side of it, they know you're more creative, so you're going to be out the box thinking, stuff like that. That's why they ask these types of questions. As somebody who, because I was a fitness manager, I had to do interviews. That's why I had to learn why we ask these questions. But anyways, so this guy asked, he goes, "Hey, like, what do you do in your spare time?" And we had already talked a little bit earlier in the interview about fitness because I don't know, I'm a pretty large human. If you ever meet me in person, like, there's a reason I'm called giant. I'm a very large human. Um, so he had already joked and he's like, "Yeah, I already put fitness, so blah, blah." But he's like, "Is there anything else you do?" And I said, "Yeah, I do Warhammer,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" I told him, like, I paint and collect miniatures and blah, blah. And he's like, "Oh, dude, I'd really like to see that." And I said, "If you don't mind, like, I have my phone on me. I can show you my Instagram just to give you an example." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't mind. Like, if just let me see that. I'm really interested in this. I want to see what you're talking about." So I was showing him like my page and stuff. He turned to me and he goes, "How does someone your size with your hands build miniatures that small?"
I
And
wonder the
I literally
same
was like,
thing. That's literally what I wanna I can't build them because I drop every single piece and I get so frustrated, and I'm like, I can't handle, like, the little tiny pieces, and I look over, and you have, like, the tiniest piece where you can't even, like, barely see it, just placing it perfectly. Not
No,
even
the
using
crazy that's
tweezers.
I was just gonna say the craziest thing is people don't know this. I almost never use tweezers. Almost never. How often have I used tweezers? Maybe to place something that's
Uh,
literally like between an armor piece and something. I'm like, this
your
is the
finger like literally
this
can't
yeah,
reach.
and like this is the perfect place for a piece of tough or something. I'll use tweezers then only to reach into something when it's physically I can't
Like
with my hand. If I can reach it with my hand, 100% I don't use tweezers.
it doesn't actually make sense. Like the physics of it don't add up. Something's wrong.
Is because I think like on camera and stuff, like right now, it doesn't look like we have an astronomical size difference. But people don't realize that when we stand side by side, like I'm literally double your width and more than a foot taller than you, which is which is 12 inches, which is more than 30 centimeters for non non imperial or metric, whichever people.
I thought you were gonna say non-imperialist.
No,
I
because
was
like
like,
inches are like
no,
not
I
the
know.
metric
I thought you were gonna throw in like a
system,
Warhammer
right?
joke for a minute.
No, I just meant for people who don't use inches, they use centimeters. Like it's imagine more than 30 centimeters of our height, and I'm literally double her width. Like
Yeah.
I'm just a very large person. So I constantly get asked, dude, how do you build these miniatures? Because like even like a larger miniature in my hands looks really small. So like a small miniature looks like minuscule.
Yeah,
Like
it's
putting together, you know what's the worst was? Your death rattle. Your death rattle skeletons are some of the worst.
oh yeah,
They were atrocious. They were
they have
atrocious.
tiny pieces and
You're
some of the
putting on like tiny bones, and I'm like, what am I doing
yeah,
here?
this is useless.
What's going on here?
Death Row are stupid. Just kidding. They're not.
As she has like a full death rattle soul blight army, bought the death rattle box, has the death rattle
Listen,
cover, the limited edition cover codex.
I was putting myself in your shoes. I was feeling the frustrations of
Oh,
building
right.
little tiny bone models.
And to this point, how do Imperialis players do it?
That's a
You know
good
the ones that
question. Are
a 32
tiny.
like a 40 mil base has like five little dudes on it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that those come pre-built, to be honest.
Do they?
I don't
I've never
know
seen an Imperialis room. We could be wrong about it. Wait, if they do come built though, so
because
what?
they're
You
so
just wait. So
tiny.
you clip them off. You don't have options. You just glue. That's it. That's the whole.
That's what I assumed because they're so small.
I thought you still have to like. No. There has to be what? So you can never customize a single one of them.
I honestly don't know.
If there's an Legion Imperialis player that listens to this, please let us know. I'm genuinely interested. Can you kit bash an Imperialis? Not the knights and big stuff. I'm talking like squads. Can you kit
That's
bash squads? Are the parts interchangeable? Is it more than two pieces? I thought it was like three. I thought it was the legs. No, I thought it was one, two, three, four, five. I thought it was five. I thought it was the legs, the torso, the head, the arms, and then one of the arms has like the gun on it. So then the other arm kind of like, you know what I'm
I'm
talking about when they do it, like one arm is already holding the gun and the other arm is just like the hand, and then the hand
yeah.
comes up.
I mean, it would make sense to have that.
Because on that scale, how are you seeing what his pose is?
You're not really.
I just want to know what the squad is, because in Legion Imperialis, like you wipe like squads per shot because you're shooting Titan weapons.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. Sorry,
this
I
is
could be wrong. I've never played this game, but from my understanding of it.
this is the episode mystery. I've never played it either. I've never like really looked into it.
Mm.
I just figured because they're so small. Normally with like the small models like around that size, it's just like one that I've seen. It's just one piece.
It could be. It could be. I hope it is, honestly. Part of me kind of hopes it is. But then
Same.
part of me hopes it isn't, because then it kind of kills the kit bashing. But kit bashing on that scale would be kind of tricky too. Can 3D printers even print bits for you at that level? But then how do they? Oh, because it's an injection mold. Yeah, it's different.
You have to print a mini 3D printer and then print out the mini pieces.
How many 3D printers could you print to go down? Like, could you opposite Russian nesting doll 3D printers? So instead of storing them inside, you're actually printing them so it's like it comes out smaller and smaller and
Oh,
smaller. But how
yeah.
small could you make it?
Okay, we need
Like if
to
you had the if
we need
you
to
had
find a
okay,
3D
if
print.
you had like the Bamboo Labs, right? That Bamboo Labs, like that Series 2, that
Yeah, where
huge
you have
one,
the
big
liquid.
the Series 2 XL one with the feeds. Could
Oh,
that print me a smaller one of it? but without the electronics. I guess they couldn't do electronics.
But you can make it oh, yeah. Okay, so then you have to find something that can print electronics. We have to
So
create something.
something that doesn't have electricity, does it have a oh, wait, it would have
You can make, like, a gear turning system, but it
it'd have to
wouldn't
be based off, like, pneumatics then, or because you need some force generated, you need some source of energy generation.
you know what? If there's any 3D printer designers out there, write to us at the email or Instagram and get back to us because we wanna know.
Getting back on track here. So also
Yeah.
with Space Marine 2, the other reason I wanted to touch upon is because recently we've been told finally about the new class coming, which is the Tech Marine. It looks really cool. I have a few thoughts about it. I'm very interested to see how they deal with some of the overlapping preset dialogue. For example, in some of the operations missions, it says no Tech Marine nearby awaiting assistance.
Which is now not accurate.
If I'm a Tech Marine, I am nearby.
But are you awaiting assistance? Is that how they're gonna get out of it? Like,
So no, I'm just curious, like, are
loopholes?
they gonna actually change the missions depending on your class then?
It would be interesting.
I'm curious to see it because I know that they said the bolter that's on his shoulder, so you know how, like, Tech Marines, they used to have that axe and they have the bolter. That bolter is apparently one of their abilities, so when they activate their, like, ability, it, like, goes into, like, an auto fire mode, so it shoots, like, everything around you. It's like an auto turret feature,
Oh,
I think. I think that's
okay.
what they said. I'm interested to see what his, passes will be, if he'll be more of, like, a buffing character. 'Cause Tech Marines aren't like, it's not that they're not a Space Marine, that they can't, like, obviously do combat and all that stuff like that, they can. They're just as badass as every other Space Marine, but they specialize in repair and, like, upkeep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones that, like, when something breaks, they fix it. When a dreadnought is damaged, they fix it. When a vehicle is damaged, they fix it. When a turret is, like, broken, they're the ones that repair it. If a targeting system's malfunctioning, they repair it. So I'm curious, like, will he be able to give buffs? Like, for example, like, if he's in an aura, you get, like, better range, or you have better targeting or something like that because he's, like, enhancing your stuff.
Like, better yeah, better accuracy.
Yeah, yeah. Like for but I'm wondering if it's like if you can get like one aura that can do like multiple things. If it can be like better range damage for everyone in, and then as you level it, it's like now it will also do better accuracy. Now you have more ammo because he's made your gun more efficient or whatever the lore excuse they give
Yeah,
for it. You know what I mean? Like it'd be cool to see like is he a buff piece like that? Is he somebody that he can like get abilities where he can like call down turrets to help you?
or call in vehicles.
Like a dreadnought or something. That'd be really cool. Like, he could summon a dreadnought or something.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
that
Probably a little OP, but it'd be really
and
cool.
then you could, like, repair it as the battle goes on, but it's like you have to
Okay, so
be
that
with it and be, like, repairing it, otherwise, like, Tyranids get at it, they, like, rip it down and stuff, and then you lose it until it, like, resets for the next round.
oh, the other question then is, because in siege mode, we can summon a dreadnought. So, for anybody who hasn't played siege mode, you as you get kills and beat levels, because so again, siege mode is like wave after wave, kind of like a Nazi zombie situation
Again
where again, like the waves of zombies just keep coming at you, and you just have to survive as long as you can. Siege is the same, but Warhammer based, and you kind of move around more. You don't really have like traps. You can't upgrade your gun with you know some device that makes it shoot like lasers and stuff. You can't
uh,
do that. I mean, you already have guns that shoot lasers. But anyways, not the point. So in siege mode, at the bottom, so at the top, you have all your requisition stuff you can spend on. So for example, you can only find limited ammo on the map.
right.
So you have to buy ammo. So you have to get kills to get ammo, to then get more kills, to then get more ammo, and it's kind of like a stacking system.
Yeah.
Now you can do things like I can buy a crate, which lasts for a certain amount of rounds, which everybody can just keep refilling fully until it runs out, or a certain amount of rounds. Or I can just buy like 5 ammo packs that myself or any of my teammates can quickly just grab out of the five. In case we're all pretty full, one of us can spend 30 requisition, we get 5 ammo packs, we're good. You can buy grenades, you can buy things like the little relic. So if you get down, you can stand back up. And then you can also summon in more guardsmen to fight with you. So little guards guys. So they'll deal with slowing
Right.
down the horde. So it kind of gives you more time to breathe. You can also one per every player involved. So if I'm playing and then you're playing and we have a third person, one of us can each do this, where we can summon another Space Marine. It's a generic Space Marine. So for example, you can pick assaults, you can pick one of the classes. You summon one of the classes, and they also give you, for the time that they're on the field with you, which I think is 2 minutes, they also give you a bonus. For example, if you pick the tactical class, he gives all like ranged weapons like 20% bonus or something.
Right.
If you choose like assault class, he gives you like dodging is better. If you give somebody else, it's parries are better. Somebody else's like melee is better, so on and so forth. So you can also have something like that. Now you spend requisitions on all of those. Now at the bottom of it all, you can accrue requisition up to 1,650. I don't know why they chose that amount. Why not just, maybe it's 1,500. I forget. Anyways, at the very bottom, we can both bank in points. So for example, in round 2, if we each have like an extra 500 points, you can put in 500 and I can put in 500, and it banks them in a total till we hit the amount that the dreadnought says it needs. You then activate the dreadnought whenever you want to. When it's full, it glows, and then you can finally activate it. Now, most people save it for the bosses in wave 10. For those people that don't know, when you hit wave 10, which are like your main boss levels, the regular guys, so for example, firstly, you will have to fight 3 bosses at once. So if you're
Perfect.
fighting Tyranids, you will most likely have to fight either 3 Neurothropes at once, 3 Carnifexes, or a mix of them. But it's always the bosses with the health bars at the top, the Terminus level guys. And when those guys are on the battlefield, everything else endlessly spawns.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I want.
You have to kill those. You can't just go around killing everything else and then focus on those. No, no, no. They will keep spawning until you kill
Yeah,
those.
you have to kill those while being swarmed
Yeah.
by, yeah,
So most people
hundreds of
call in the
Tyranid.
Dreadnought for that because it just deals with one of them pretty much automatically, sometimes about 2 of them automatically for you. So it just regulates it a lot. My question is, will the Tech Marine be able to extend or decrease the cost of the Dreadnought? Can he enhance the Dreadnought in some way, or can he repair it to make it last longer?
See, I am hoping it's repair.
Right? Wouldn't it be cool if like it's coming near like, or if you could like let's say you got like 25% more to it because him being near it is like him.
Yeah, him
So you can
repairing
focus
it
on
as,
killing or whatever.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just mean like it'd be so cool if like it actually had an effect to things that are already in game.
Yeah, doing a custom loadout for the Dreadnought would be really cool.
That would be cool too if they added custom dreadnought loadouts, because we know that in tabletop there's more than one loadout. So if you could customize what it does, that would be sick.
Like, if you
But
go into, like, the Tech Marines, profile, when you can
oh, you
go
could
and
change the dreadnoughts
customize.
loadout through the Tech Marine.
Yeah, that's why, like,
That would be
if
really
yeah,
cool.
you know, when you go into their, each of their profiles and you can customize, like, their look and how their armor looks and everything, it would be cool if there was a separate section, maybe, like, off to the right-hand side where you could switch. You just click it and, like, switches to the Dreadnought. You can change how it
That'd be really
looks, its
cool.
weapons.
That'd be really cool.
I think that would
I
be.
think they should totally add that in 100%.
Yeah, take the idea, for free,
Yeah.
uh, please, Games Workshop.
So I'm very curious to see where Space Marine 2 is going to go with the Tech Marine being added. Also, because you can summon one of the classes, will you now be able to summon a Tech Marine class to assist you? And what will his bonus be for 2 minutes? So I'm curious what that does too. In other war video game Warhammer related stuff, we did just get Dawn of War 4 trailer teased to us, and in it we did see Lionel Johnson. So seeing a Primarch in a Dawn of War game
Big deal.
is awesome. Hopefully that means that every army will be able to use their like god tier guy. If anybody's played Dawn of War Apocalypse mod, you've kind of already played with some of these like god tier guys. Not that we've had Primarchs in it, but we've had the Chaos Primarchs in it. So those are a lot of fun. You can
Mhm.
play with Titans and stuff like that. I'm curious to see if this Dawn of War 4 will include things like Titans and these super heavies that a lot of us have always wanted. So we could do like Apocalypse style games.
That'd
Or
be
if there will be
cool.
multiple game modes where you can do like a regular skirmish or an apocalypse skirmish, where an apocalypse skirmish includes things like Titans and super heavies. Because the apocalypse mod became huge because it allowed us to field these massive things. Like you literally field any Titan and actually shoot at the enemy base.
Okay, I have seen you play the
Yeah, yeah,
the game.
yeah.
Okay, I do know, okay.
But the cool thing is like we're getting the lion. Now, the weird thing is that there's like lore rumors that I'm hearing about how apparently like the lion and the orc guys have to like work together to stop the Necrons, which is just a rumor. Take that with salt because I don't even believe it. I'm like, there's no way the lion would
Interesting.
work with orcs. Like he would just be like, no,
Get away from me.
like what? Because he was at Eleanor, if I'm not mistaken. So like he hates the orcs just as much as the Emperor. Like the bolter was designed to kill orcs. The bolter was made to kill orcs, not any other race. Yes, it works on most races. It was designed to kill orcs first.
Well, I wonder if there's, like, something that would force him to work with orcs.
Well, and it's not that it hasn't happened before where like Sanguinius worked with the Necrons actually. It's like rumored he worked with the Silent King directly to stop a Tyranid invasion because Necrons and Blood Angels kind of looked at each other and
Yeah,
they're like, if we don't deal with them, there's no planet to fight over.
common yeah.
So they actually went, joined forces, killed the Tyranids, and at the end we're like, yeah, we're good. And then just kind of like went their separate ways. It was kind of cool. It's a very cool, like different lore thing that a lot of people fans actually like. So I mean, if they do the lion works with the orcs, I mean, I'm for it. I just have a hard time believing it because the lion is just so like he's so stoic,
Yeah, there would have to be a big reason for why he's working with them.
huge. It literally have
Like
to be like the Imperium is threatened. So we need to work with them or the Imperium falls. Like it's one or the other.
yeah, which we'll see.
But I'm very curious because then we get Primarchs, more Primarchs. Yes, please, please. Because then this leads to when they do DLCs and expansions, they can just add in stuff like more Primarchs. They can add in stuff like more armies, like they've done in the past. So we've already seen that it's Necrons, Orcs, and Space Marines. Go figure. But then they in the past now they're more than definitely going to be adding Tyranids into the game because Tyranids are just such a big faction. Eldar are probably going to be in there. They're such a big faction, and then I can see them doing like almost like maybe DLCs for those the big ones,
Yeah.
and then maybe some of the like smaller faction. I don't want to say smaller because like there are a lot of people that play them. I just mean like sometimes feels like they're on the back burner for Games Workshop, which is like Tau, Votan, like side armies like this. Like
Mm,
Votan never feel like Games Workshop has put their whole heart and soul into it. Like you look at Space Marines, which have like 300 data sheets versus Votan that have like less than I don't even know how many Votan have. I'm pretty sure it's less than 25.
that's a big, big difference.
Maybe it's more than 25. Somebody wants to correct me, but I don't think it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's a very different feel. I know Votan's brand new, but then you can argue stuff like Tau. I know Tau recently got like the big Crude update and all that, but that was Crude. When's the last time we actually got a new battle suit other than an update? I'm not talking to suit updates. For example, we just got the stealth suits, the new ones, but that's an update. They're updating the old stealth suits to be the new
Yeah,
one. That's all it is. It's an update, right? It's
yeah.
not hey, here's a new battle suit. Here's something new to add to the style of warfare that Tau do.
Yeah,
Like
well,
how
they
long have we sorry to cut you off.
no.
How long have we Tau players, I'm a Tau player, but how long have we been asking for like a melee suit or maybe not even like a raw melee suit, but like something that can make Tau decent up close. And we did have that for a little bit. We had the hazard suits, like longtime Tau players and Forge World guys. You know, we had those hazard suits. Why did they get rid of those? The hazard suit was designed that for Tau close engagements, like Tau close engagements, still like 50 feet away, but it was
Not so
designed.
close.
It was designed that like you get up closer, you deal with what you had to, and they have insane propulsion systems to quickly get you out of there as fast as possible. So you fly in, you unload a astronomical amount of ammunition like Tau always do, but then you just get it out of Dodge as fast as possible. That's the whole point of the hazard suits. They were designed to actually, during a Tyranid invasion, to get close to the Tyranids, weather them with insane amounts of firepower to push the wave back and then get out so then the actual main guys can come in and deal with what they have to. That's what hazard suits are there for. They're the quick response suits. Why did you get rid of them? Re-add them. Re-add them.
Why
Make them plastic. It would sell.
make them black?
Gosh. But it'd be cool to see if they do what stuff they add into things like Dawn of War, because a lot of times what they've done in the past is we'll get like a video game preview or sneak peek. And then we'll kind of know what's coming, or they'll like do like a data mine thing, which will then we'll know like, hey, this is coming next and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what people find in these games when they come out. But I am really excited for them. upcoming games. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm very passionate.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to see what else they do with Space Marine 2. Every time we play it, so like I have my own TV that like I play it on, and Max has his TV that he plays his on, as you can see. Um, and my TV's not as good as his. So I turn around and I watch all the cutscenes
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
TV,
So,
and it
like,
blows me away
yeah,
every single time. I'm like, this is such a nice looking video game. Like the graphics on it.
not just that, there have been times, like, we've ran the campaign together, I think twice or 3 times now?
Yeah.
But there are times in the campaign, it's like when you're like later in the story and you're fighting chaos and stuff, there's that one statue of Sanguinius, and I just like stopped and I like told her like just look at this, like admire the like how beautiful and the details they put into it. And at some points of the games, like, and I always do this in video games, sometimes I just stop and I just look around. And we've done this all the time in Dead Island too, because in the middle of hunting all these zombies and blood everywhere, and like you don't know, some dude is screaming at you for 20 minutes from a mile away that you have no clue where he is, and it
Ugh.
just pisses you off. I get so mad in that game sometimes.
Either come kill
But
me or stop yelling.
at some points we've just stopped and been like, look at this game. Like, look how beautiful it is. And the craziest thing about a game like Dead Island, but they've done this in Space Marine 2 very well as well. I like when they do the dirt and grime.
I do too.
Like, Dead Island is a dirty game. When you're in the city, bro, that city is disgusting. You feel how disgusting it is without human presence. Like, it's like, oh my gosh.
And it's crazy that a game that's like 10 years plus old, I think it's 10 years. Uh I I thought it had come out like a month ago by how it looks. Like the graphics still stand up.
Yeah,
Like
oh yeah.
it could be like obviously like a little bit better, whatever, but like
Now, obviously, this is a definitive edition, so it is like the updated graphics version that happened in 2018. But that's 7 years
uh
ago. Okay, we have games that come out now that have lower quality stuff than that, avowed. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, we have
that.
triple A companies coming out with absolute garbage these days, and I'm sorry, most of us don't even know who these games are for,
Mhm.
because as somebody who plays, like, I'm a huge RPGs are always my number one. My top
Yeah.
games, are Skyrim, Fallout,
And
Dark Souls series.
sorry, that's in my top.
Okay,
I'm listing my top.
I'm trying to get into Oblivion. I don't know what it is about Oblivion. I can't explain it. I get really, really into it, and I'm into it for like 8 hours, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And then suddenly I hit like one little bump, and I'm like, oh, I hate this game. And then I don't touch it for like a month.
Yeah. And then it's like
And for some
another 8 hours.
reason, there's nothing that like is like, oh my gosh, I want to play. Like when I play Fallout or Skyrim, like whether it's New Vegas or 4
Mm.
for different reasons. I think New Vegas obviously for the story and the setting. Fallout 4 because I personally like the base building. I like the more like comedic style of
Mhm.
it. It's just different. The game is beautiful. Like, say what you will about it. Yes, it crashes. Yes, it's Bethesda. Yes, it's whatever. They have their issues. That's a whole different topic. But the game itself, like, dude, look how big this map is. You can literally spend like 100 hours just walking in the
Easily.
game.
Well,
Like that's beauty in its own sense.
yeah. Well, and you've also said, like, with Oblivion versus Skyrim, you're like, why like, when you play Oblivion, it's kind of like Skyrim and Oblivion are very similar, and Skyrim has
So they have their differences. I don't know what it is about Oblivion. There's something about it that it's not like like grabbing me. Like with Skyrim, I couldn't put the game down. Anytime I get into Skyrim, I have to literally force myself to take breaks because I'll stay up for like 40 hours straight and get no sleep because I'm so into it and I can't stop. And with Oblivion, I don't know, I don't get that. And I don't know, maybe I just haven't done the right build or the right character. Maybe I haven't explored enough of the game. Yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah, maybe Skyrim is just it for you.
I mean, I know it's like Skyrim is like my game. Like if I could literally pick any one game to play for the rest of the time, it's Skyrim, like without doubt. But it's also like I don't know, like it's not that Oblivion's bad, and I'm not trying to say it's bad because I think it's a great game. I think it's really well done. I think there's a lot to it. I think the thing that maybe is the reason I'm like this is because in Skyrim it's not as restricting. Like, in Oblivion, it's not that it's restriction, you can do everything, but at the beginning, you're set to pick certain classes, and those are the classes that level fast. So then if you
Right.
wanna change halfway through your build and then you're like, "Oh, man, I really wanna do, like" I didn't do mysticism because who why would you? But then all of a sudden you want mysticism 25 just so you can get soul trap like everybody else,
Yeah.
and then past that you never do it again. But to get it to 25, it's almost a chore then, and it's like, dude, I'm casting like destruction spells that can kill everything in a city in one cast. I can cast ice spells that can kill everything in one cast. And to get from level 19 to 20 mysticism, I'm over here dying for 4 hours. And it's not, I know I'm over exaggerating that and it's not like that. I'm just saying, like, at the beginning, you pick your 7 or whatever 8 classes, and those are basically what you have to focus on for the whole game. Whereas in Skyrim, I'm somebody where, like, when I do the mage's quest, I make my character a mage. When I do the companions, I make myself a warrior. When I do the thief, I make myself a thief. Like, I actually change what I'm wearing. I change my weapons. I go to my house. I actually deposit my entire inventory and I almost start fresh.
Mhm.
But then I have one character who's a master thief. He's a master this. He's a master this. He's a master this. And I've role played one character into 5 different characters. It's not that you can't do that in Oblivion. It just seems more restricting because your skills just don't keep up with you in certain
Right.
aspects. Or so, for example, like if I chose all magic skills, but then halfway through, I'm like, okay, well, now I want to do, sharp, blunt, or armor. I'm so far behind in those and they level slower.
Yeah, you're never catching up.
So then it's like, why wouldn't I just start a new character who's a knight? But then it's like, then you're just replaying the same early quests over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's not fun
Which, don't get me wrong, in games like Oblivion and Skyrim, like
for
you
some
can go
people.
any way. There's no dictated path. But the other thing too, Oblivion kind of level locks you in a lot of things, where Skyrim doesn't level lock you for almost anything. I'm trying to think, is there something that you can't do because of a certain level? No. No, you can go do anything at any level. In Oblivion, you can't. You can't do certain danger quests. It'll tell you, you need to be level 15 to do this quest. I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of that because it's okay, but what if this is the item that my build is based around? I don't want to wait 15 levels. I want to get it now. In
Yeah.
Skyrim, the only things that I know of is, like, you can't start certain DLCs until you hit a certain level, and that level is 10. Which, if you follow the main story, you'll be level 10 by the time you find the Dragonstone. Most people can get to, like, okay, I know I've played Skyrim for, like, literally more than thousands of hours. Like, it's I'm not even joking. I know how to get my character to, like, level 30 before I hit Riverwood, okay? Like, that's not a joke. I've literally seen you where I've done it. I've been like level 27 and I'm like, oh, look, I'm in the first city you discover after getting out of the first cave. And you're like,
I'm level, like,
"Okay,
7, level
what's going on?"
5.
No, but no, okay, but you're already level 5 at the first city, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you reach Whiterun, you do the first quest that you know what Bleak Falls Barrows is. You find the first dragon tablet for the wizard that screams at you endlessly. And then by the time you do that, you're normally level 10, like, I would say level 8 to
I
14 is what I'm normally
I was
between.
gonna say, I think I'm typically, like, yeah, 14,
Right? Around
around
there. Like,
14,
you're
15.
and that's normal. By then, you have already unlocked all the DLCs you need to go play.
Yeah,
That's it, because
it's
by then you'll get the Dawn Guard showing up. "Oh, the Dawn Guard are looking for people. Oh, vampire hunters."
yeah,
You know?
I hear there's,
"Have you heard about the growing vampire menace?"
they could use
What I'm
strong.
saying is, like, in Skyrim, once you hit level 10, which is such a low level, it's a nothing level in Skyrim. It's a very low tier. You can just go do anything.
Yeah, it's not a deterrent.
You can go do everything.
Yeah, it's not like, you don't really
Like
have to grind that to level 10.
yeah, some things will be hard. Hey, I've done for those that, because I've 100% in Skyrim on multiple accounts. Like, I've literally had an account, an Xbox account, 100% in it, started a new Xbox account, 100% in Skyrim, and then done it again. So I know this game
Know
inside
a
out.
thing or two.
So I have earned the right. I always say this, and this is just my thing, is I earn my right to play with mods. Not that play with mods all you want, it's your game. Just that's how I am as a person. I want 100% the game so I can experience the base game the way it was meant to be played all the way through. Then I want to add modifications to change the aspects I don't like into things I like even more.
Mhm.
That's just how I approach games. Not everybody's like this, and I don't advocate for it. Trust me, 100% of some of these games, you go crazy.
Yeah, my myself, like, achievements aren't really that important to me,
Right.
like, so I'm playing with mods in Skyrim, and I think I have, like, 10 achievements in it.
but you have fun.
Yeah, it's all about I just wanna have fun. Same with Fallout.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like now that I'm playing with mods, I did start another life, which most people do because you get tired of the same intro, and then you can pick where you start. You can start pretty much anywhere. And one of the start points I did was, what if you started on Solstheim? So you started in the third DLC. You started in the final DLC off of Skyrim. And I said, what if I did a character where I start there? And it was like, hey, I'm actually from Solstheim and I'm discovering Skyrim. So I'm doing the opposite playthrough, which I did. I've done that playthrough. Solstheim is very hard. The minimum level enemies there are 25, probably 30. I was level 2.
Yeah. That was fun. How did it
That
go?
character had a lot of early game deaths, like a lot. But by the time I finally got into mainland Skyrim, I was like the strongest thing around already.
Yeah,
I was bodying everything.
yeah, it was kind of insane. Like, it was kind of ridiculous, actually.
The only thing that was annoying, sorry, the only part of that you had to go back to mainland Skyrim to do was you can't actually unlock Mirak until you defeat Dragon Rising, which is like the second when you unlock dragons in
Mhm.
the main story. Like when you go to the Watchtower, you beat the first dragon, and then after him, you get the soul, and they're like, oh my god, you're Dragonborn. You have to do that because without that, you're not a Dragonborn, so Mirak doesn't care about you because he doesn't know
You're
that you're
just
Dragonborn.
nothing to
So you
him.
have to go into Skyrim, go into Whiterun, get Bleak Falls Barrow done, do the first dragon quest. So that's the only things I did in Skyrim. I discovered like 3 locations in Skyrim. Or no, 4, because I had to discover the 5. There was 5 locations in total, I believe. Because I had to discover the Windhelm, where the boats are. I had to discover Windhelm Stables from there. And then from there, I went straight to, so it would have been Whiterun Stables, which would have been 6, then Whiterun, Dragon Reach, so 7, and then Bleak Falls Barrow and the Whiterun Watchtower.
Hmm.
Like I had less than 10 locations discovered on my Skyrim map by the time I was level 30 and beat everything on Solstheim.
Yeah.
Like I beat everything other than Karstag. Karstag's a different discussion. Karstag's something different.
A different entity altogether.
Do you remember when I had that like level 40 character and I was playing on what's it called? Survival or whatever? I was playing on Survival
Yeah, when we
Legendary,
tried.
and I was like, I've beat most things in the game. Karstag shouldn't be that hard. Bro, I couldn't get him under half health.
It was like
On
2
Legendary,
hits,
Karstag is like oh my god.
and it kept on respawning you like 5 feet in front or like 10 feet in front of him or something.
No. So what would happen was because I almost always use like minions. That's just my thing. In most video games, I use minions. Why not have more bodies for them to deal with?
Yeah, they have to get through them before they get to you.
Which gives me time because I can see their attacks. I can see what they're doing, where they're coming from. Gives me time to react.
And time, yeah,
Time's
is
the most, time's
everything.
the most powerful thing. You can never get more. Can never redo what you've done. Can't buy more. Time is the only thing that's limited. But anyways, it's not the point. So anyway, so I was doing this minion build. I had 2 Atronachs. They were flame Atronach shooting him with flame storms. I had like insane flame cloak around me, this, that. This dude summoned one
Right.
blizzard, fucking threw me across the map, killed both Atronachs, and
That's
healed himself
right.
in like 2 seconds.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that was the other
what's going on here? Mirak I killed in like 6 seconds. What the heck is going
No,
on here?
sorry, your story stops here.
Karstag on Legendary is truly like a challenge. Like, but that's what I love about him in Skyrim is he becomes a true like test of your might. Can you actually be Karstag on Legendary Survival? Because his frost damage will build up your frost and you'll just freeze to death there. You can't just walk into a Karstag fight on Survival and think, oh, I have a little bit of cold resistance. That doesn't matter because in Survival you'll die from freezing because you have to keep yourself warm. You also have to eat, you have to keep, and like I'll do all that. So he'll just freeze you, like you'll just die from the elemental effect, not the damage he does. You'll die from the, hey, your character literally froze to death.
Yeah, I did not do well in survival. Dealing with the
I loved
cold is
Survival. That was the
super
crazy
hard.
thing. I loved it. You have
Yeah,
to
you
play
need
as on Survival. I feel like the trick is once you kind of get a rhythm going, and once you if you can get the plantation, it changes the game. Because when you have the plantation, the only annoying part to it is getting to and from it. But most people are playing with Ordinator perks and Ordinator spell because that adds like it changes your skill tree so that instead of having like everybody just takes the first 5 of every skill point because it's like that's what actually increases damage. The rest are like utility things. This changes your skill tree so that it's enormous.
Mm.
Archery has like a 30 to 40 points you can put into archery, so you can just super fine tune archery if you want. Same with everything. And then Ordinator spells, it adds like 150 plus spells to the game or something.
Mm.
Something crazy like that.
Ridiculous.
If you get Ordinator spell and you get the Skyrim plantation, there's an Ordinator perk you can get under alteration called home. It's called like home mithril or something. Basically, what it does is when you activate the perk, and so you have to be careful where you activate it because you can't just randomly pick it. Wherever you pick to activate the perk, so I did it at my plantation on survival, you then get a spell that will automatically teleport you to that location. This spell, it doesn't count as fast travel, so it doesn't make it so you get hungry, cold, or tired any of the effects in survival because it's automatic. So because I unlocked that, I was able to quickly go back to my plantation, which there you can literally grow an entire farm
Yeah, that was a
and you
lifesaver
have
for you.
workers that are doing it for you for gold. So I literally would show up, go inside to stay warm, go upstairs to sleep to get rid of the tired effect, and then go downstairs where my workers had picked from my farm. And I had a whole cabinet of like hundreds of vegetables. And then you just you make like 50 vegetable stews every time you're there, vegetable soup every time you're there. And then you're good.
Yeah, that
The only
literally
headache is then traveling from there where you have to go, because then from there, you then basically just have to like take your horse because you can't fast travel in survival. That's why the mithril thing
you'll
is the
starve.
only way to fast travel. But then you have to take your horse from the farm back to Whiterun stables to then take that horse anywhere you have to go to the major cities to
Right.
then do your quests out of. But then you can do a couple quests and then home mithril back to your plantation to store all your stuff because your storage space is also super limited.
Yeah, once you got that, it really did change the way that you played.
It was completely different.
Like you said that at that point, like it almost like survival wasn't really
It
even
became
an issue.
Yeah, it only became the negatives of survival because the it was only positives because the negatives were dealt with because I can as soon as like, hey, you're tired, you're hungry, and you're cold. Cold is pretty easy to deal with. You just need to touch a fire. Hunger is pretty easy to deal with. You always have food on you. And now
Mm.
it makes things like random ingredients like tomatoes, bread, leeks, all these random things you find that's like restores 2 health. Why would I need this when a potion restores 100? Well, in survival, they do matter because they can heal you more because they can actually give you like effects that will fight off cold or they can heat you up when you're cold. They fight off hunger. When
Right.
you're not hungry, tired, or fatigued, you get bonuses. Like you sneak better, you do more damage. So in survival, you can actually have a higher output as long as you deal with the negatives. But when you get home mithril, it in the plant
Deals with
and the
those
farm, it deals with all the negatives in one go.
yeah.
So you're kind of set because then whenever you fast travel, sorry, not fast travel, whenever you use the stables to go to a city, you just sleep in the city and then do all the quests in that city that you need to. And then after you're done that, you then home mithril back and then go to another city and do it all again.
Yeah, it's
It's
perfect.
just a very long way to play Skyrim. That's what I found. Like it was very, very tedious work, but you get really into your character.
Yeah, if you enjoy Skyrim and you enjoy just playing the game, then I feel like it's for you. Like if you want the whole experience,
And if you're like me and all you play is Skyrim, then
then it's for
it's not
you
true.
as well.
It's not true.
No,
But I do literally have to take breaks from Skyrim.
yeah. But yeah, your second most played game, Space Marines 2.
Probably Fallout.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get us back on track.
Fallout 4, and then probably Fallout New Vegas, and then probably Dark Souls 3, and then Dark Souls 1. That's probably my order of like most played, like legit.
And then Space Marines. No, that's a good order though, but
And then probably Space Marine 2, obviously.
oh, now that we're talking about Space Marines 2.
Or Dawn of War, one of the two. But like, yeah, they're both up there. Sorry, I know that was a little off topic there, but yeah, no.
No, it's hard to stop. We're very passionate about Skyrim, Fallout,
Warhammer.
Hammer.
But I'm sure there's people like if you're into hobby space and you game, Most of the group chats I'm in, like, most of the group chats right now, they're playing Battlefield, they're playing Helldivers, they're playing Arc Raiders. Or if you're Dan Elder, you're playing Phasmophobia for the 1,000th time.
It's a good
It's so
game.
Dan, if you're listening, thank you for getting us into it because we actually love it. In the same breath, though, um, I'm just glad that, like, like, all these different avenues exist. Like, yes, we have Warhammer as the tying feature. I'm sure there's people that are listening to this that are like, "Yeah, man, I play Skyrim. I didn't need to play Skyrim." Like, "Hey, what are your favorite builds?
Yeah,
What's your favorite weapon? What's this?" It's Dawnbreaker. It's always Dawnbreaker. Don't ask.
always.
It's always Dawnbreaker. It's the best weapon. There's no argument.
Always, point blank period.
A new hand has touched the beacon.
A new hand.
Touches the beacon. Listen, hear me and obey.
Honestly,
Anyways, now that I've proven that I'm basically Meridia, uh,
yeah, now that he's, proven that he actually does play Skyrim,
a little too
if you
far.
couldn't tell beforehand.
I've literally been able to scribe the entire intro to Skyrim blindfolded.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, that's
word
how
for
much I've played
word.
the game.
I don't even think that there may have been, like, 2
No, but I can
words.
listen to the music cues and know when he's gonna say the first sentence too, because I've played the game so long. I know how to listen to the music intro and know when he's gonna start speaking.
Yeah.
I need a life. What am I
What do you
doing to
mean? You have
myself?
a life in Skyrim.
It's true. I have a great life in Skyrim.
And a great life here.
I'm a vampire lord. I have a plantation, people that work for me.
They pick
I got
all
a business going.
Yeah, they gather everything you need.
I defeated Alduin, the World Eater. I'm the strongest mage in the province. I'm the strongest dragonborn ever to exist, the best thief and strongest assassin to have ever lived. But the companions have still never heard of me.
Crazy. So they need to get out more. Those people need to get out more.
Yeah, they do. They just sit there
Yeah.
talking shit all day. Companion this, companion that,
Uh,
silver hand that.
yeah, well.
Anyways, with that, we're just gonna cut it here. So yeah, this has just been a more casual, free-flowing talk Saturdays, just for you guys to have something to listen to. Again, we are gonna be taking a little break from guests. They will be back following the new year once holiday stuff is over. It's really difficult to book stuff right now with everybody, and we totally get it. So we're just doing a little change up and see how
Yeah.
you guys like this format. And if anything, if you guys like it, we'll even add this. So we may even up it to 4 episodes a week, and we'll do this as a bonus little Sin chat episode. Maybe not. Let us know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're pretty flexible.
Yeah, we'll open it up to the cosmos to decide.
Whoa. But with that, thank you guys for tuning in to mine and Kim's rant. Let us know your comments, thoughts below. Are you playing Space Marine 2? Are you interested? Send me a DM. Let's play together. Send her a DM. Play with her. Regret it.
No, you will. I'm not good.
Come play Dead Island with us. Come play Path of Exile 2 with us. Space Marine 2. Most games. Dark Souls. Come play. Or don't. It's up to you. You don't have to do any of those if you don't want to. It's your life. Have fun. Do what you want to. But on that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you guys on Monday for the Sunday preview hobby chat.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.